Manor.
All things Chicago Cubs.
Gabriela Garcia.
And Michael Allen.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Northside Manor. I'm Gabriela.
And I'm Michael.
And we have some breaking news on Addison Russell.
And my good, bad, and ugly this week is really ugly.
So let's get started with game recaps. For game recaps, the Cardinals series last weekend, Friday, the Cubs won 3-2. Chris Bryant homered. Saturday, the Cubs won 5-3. Javier Baez homered, and Kyle Schwarber hit a grand slam. Then Sunday, they won 7-6. Ian Happ homered twice. Then we move on to the Marlins series. Monday, the Cubs won 3-1. Chris Bryant and Albert Almora Jr. homered. Tuesday, they won 10-2. Anthony Rizzo homered. And Wednesday, they lost 5-6. Then we move on to the Rockies series, which started last night, Thursday. The Cubs lost 1-4. Now we're going to preview the weekend versus the Colorado Rockies, the probable pitching matchups. Friday, it'll be German Marquez, who is 4-3, versus Mike Montgomery, who is 0-3. And Saturday, it'll be Jeff Hoffman, who is 3-0, versus Eddie Butler, who is 3-1. And Sunday, it'll be Antonio Santella, who is 8-2, versus Jake Arrieta, who is 6-4. Time for Cubs news. Anthony Rizzo lost his lead at first base to the Nationals' Ryan Zimmerman in the All-Star voting. Shortstop Addison Russell slipped one place in the voting at his position, falling behind the Reds' Zach Cozart and continuing to trail Corey Seager of the Dodgers. Chris Bryant still holds the lead at third base with Nolan Arenado of the Rockies in second. Jason Hayward is still third in the outfield voting, which is good enough to make him one of the starters at the moment. Now to the Addison Russell news. The MLB is investigating Addison Russell after abuse allegations on social media. Whether you believe it's true or not, hitting a woman is never okay. Now, I'm a big fan of Addison. I own his jersey and I've met him before, but you never know what happens behind closed doors. You only see the athlete on the field. Regardless, all of that should have never been shared on social media. It should have only been shared with the police only. Now, Addison was given the day off yesterday and was told to stay home and stay away from the ballpark. But today he is back at Wrigley and he said he's here to stay because this is what he loves doing and he loves having fun with his teammates in the clubhouse. Cubs right-hander Kyle Hendricks was put on the 10-day disabled list Thursday because of tendonitis in the back of his throwing hand. Left-hander Mike Montgomery will start at Hendricks' place today against the Colorado Rockies. Montgomery, who is 0-3 with a 2.21 ERA in 18 outings, will be making his first start this season. The Cubs are optimistic this will be close to a minimum 10-day stint for Hendricks, who is 4-3 with a 4.09 ERA in 11 starts this season. Right-hander Seth Frankoff will be promoted from Class A AAA Iowa to take Hendricks' spot on the roster. Now it's time for Down on the Farm. So this week we're going to be talking about the Tennessee Smokies. Just like the Cubs last year, the Smokies have 7 Southern League players named to the All-Star team, which takes place June 20th in Pensacola, Florida.
Charcer Burks, Dari Torres, David Boat, Jen Ho Sang, Jason Volsler, Trevor Clifton, and Ian Rice. Congrats to all of these players and make the Cubs family proud. Now it's time for the good, the bad, the ugly. This week's good had me cracking up with laughter. A radar gun from the College World Series, but it's really not your typical radar gun. Take a look.
You get the gun going.
That is fantastic.
The bad news on that 84, that's on his changeup.
That is terrific. I have never seen that before.
For this week's bad, we know David Ross can dance. We know he can hit home runs in Game 7 of the World Series. We know David Ross can help create his own cereal. But David Ross can't sing. Take a look.
I'm a real bad liar. I'm a burnt toast kind of guy. If I tried to build a fire, I'd burn the woods. Can't change the world, no, I can't change a flag. If you give me your heart, girl, you ain't never get it back.
This week's ugly kind of has a good spin on it. But the ugly is this week's Cardinals pitching. Their entire pitching staff gave up, for the good, 4 home runs to Scooter Gennett. Look at this.
Bases loaded. Gennett waiting. Got a fastball. And bye-bye, baby!
Gant to the plate. And this ball hammered into right center field, and it's a long 2-run home run. Scooter Gennett.
Ball hit down the left field line by Gennett. Into the corner. Into the seats it goes.
Liner to right field. Gennett, the first run ever.
For this week's Around the League news, 4 home runs, that's something you do in a video game. Reds utility man Scooter Gennett on Tuesday night against the Cardinals, it just did that. He hit 4 home runs. In doing so, he tied Major League record for home runs in a single game and became just the 17th player in MLB history to pull off the feat. Gennett becomes the first to homer 4 times in a game since Josh Hamilton of the Rangers did it in 2012.
And this week's Player of the Week honors are going to Anthony Rizzo. He's been on a tear since he got engaged, so maybe that was a good omen for him, but he's definitely doing well, and we're seeing him get better with the bat, so hopefully he keeps this up.
Hopefully.
With his swing.
Mondesi slides on the grass. He made that look easy.
Anderson backs up on it, spins, and Tim has his man.
Conforto up the middle, the dive, the glove, the flip. Oh, what a play!
One high fly ball, pretty well hit. Almora back, he is at the wall, he leaps, he caught it! He caught it, Almora!
And my play of the week is coming from overseas in Japan. This is like a 1 in a million times chance happening ever again. A guy broke his bat and the ball hit the shrapnel pieces of the bat, but that's not it. How the third baseman made the play, you just have to watch it. Check it out. Now it's time for Home Run of the Week.
And the tying runs at the plate, and the ball is driven a mile to left field, and they've tied it up.
Driven to right, well hit and gone! Second homer of the weekend for Ben.
Sense to load the catcher up in that.
Right. Kyle Schwarber just hit one a ton! 3-run homer, Cubs lead 5-4.
This week's Home Run of the Week honors are going to Ian Happ. His 2 home run game on Sunday versus the terrible Cardinals pitching.
All forms of baseball and softball participation. Here's a drive deep down the right field line and gone. The batter. Runner goes from first, and Happ hits it a long way, right center, and gone.
Don't forget to go to northsidemanor.com to read all the articles our writers have posted.
And stay tuned to our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now our SoundCloud, where we post our Northside Inside. We will tweet out links, post links, take pictures, all of that from when we do our podcast, which has been quite fun lately.
Yeah,
I really like it.
It's been fun to do 2 different types of shows in 1 week. So Northside Inside, the podcast, comes out on Mondays, and then we do the show Friday. So it's pretty cool. And sometimes, you know, there's some stuff we get to talk about in the podcast that we don't do in the show. So make sure you are keeping up with both of those.
Yes. And that's going to do it for us on this week's episode of Northside Manor. I'm Michael.
And I'm Gabriella.
And see you guys next week.
And go Cubs. Northside Manor.
All things Chicago Cubs.
Gabriella Garcia.
And Michael Allen.